Hey guys, Delman here with another video. That's right, we're actually going back to doing another ship video. My god. Yep, we're back, baby. And we're going to be talking about the new Drake Corsair in full detail. That's right, we're not going to release this information to you at the moment of release and say it's the full in-depth thing, because it wouldn't have been. We're doing this the right way around. We're waiting for, and since all the information has been coalesced and gathered together, now I can give you a more complete picture. Unlike some of the other people which are just going for clickbaity photos or whatever and all that sort of nonsense, but we don't do that here. We keep it real. You know how it goes. So let's do a video on the Drake Interplanetary Corsair. That's right. So what do we got here? Heed the call of the distant stars. The romance, the danger, the mystery of charting a course into the unknown. It sings to you. The spirit of exploration is inescapable. It's who you are. You hear the song of far-off galaxies, of systems uncharted and frontiers untamed. You feel the magnetic pull of adventure and long to chase the virgin horizons into the unfathomably silent depths of the unknown. This is the spirit of the Drake Corsair, the bold, indomitable will of humankind, dauntless in its relentless pursuit of fortune, expansion, and knowledge. You never know what you may discover out there, but the Corsair is worthy companion, supporting you in battle, discovery, and delivery, whither the winds of adventure may steer you. That sounds pretty groovy to me. So, explore the ship. Click on the icons button to discover the Drake Corsair. So that's what we're going to do here together. So, what do we got here? Rear ramp cargo vehicle storage with enough room for a ground exploration vehicle and or a bounty of cargo. The Corsair's holds is vast and versatile. So it's vast and versatile. That word versatile gets me every time. Aft watch remote turret. Watch your back and send pursuers reeling. Okay, so let's see what it says here on the wing. Asymmetric convertible wing configuration. For a minute I thought I was seeing something, never mind. Maximum adaptability to unfamiliar atmospheres and combat scenarios. Okay, missiles. 4 starboard wing-mounted missile racks mean you're ready for whatever threat may lie past the next jump. Dun dun dun! Very mysterious. And what does it say here? Wing weapons. Wing-mounted size 4 cannon mounts create a hailstorm of firepower. Hell, I believe it at size 4. God damn. Alright, here we go. Onboard facilities. Take exploration into the next century with top flight crew quarters and full complement of state-of-the-art scanning suites. Okay. I like these. Port starboard manned turrets. Protect your flanks. Send the marauders to the nebulous grave with a broadside barrage. It has broadside guns. This is the only ship that has this right now. This is so cool. I like that. And these are the main weapons. Bow-mounted weapons. Take ship-to-ship combat head-on with 4 adaptable cannon mounts. I like it. I like it a lot. So let's see what else it says here. Wings of adventure. Asymmetric convertible wings mean the Corsair is ready to conform to inhospitable atmosphere or unorthodox combat conditions at a moment's notice. What kind of a combat situation would require you to lift the wings up, I wonder? Interesting. Keep your crew comfortable. There'll never be a mutiny with advanced personnel quarters that offer the comforts of home on extended missions, with a full kitchen and washroom facilities. Okay, so now we're on to the Q&A section of this video. Alright, so can you please clarify your stance on Drake ship's durability? We want tough and versatile, no frills ships, not paper ships that will fall apart when you look at them, as some devs have stated. Which is it? Now this is a very important question because this concerns the entirety of the Drake line, and it is something I've been wanting to ask the devs myself. I mean, it's kind of frustrating when they list things, especially like the Kraken, as a fortress, and then you have the devs just like basically blow it off once you've already paid $1,000+. It's a little bit of a kick in the teeth. So let's see what it says here. When we say paper ships, quotations, we say it with regard to our entire ship lineup. Where Aegis and Anvil typically have more armor and can be regarded as very tough, in comparison, Drake ships are relatively under-armored, which we exaggerate as paper thin. While they may be less durable, their defense is more than enough for the intended role they're pitched at, and they're often upgunned to offset any deficit. Okay, so basically what they're saying is your armor is not as tough as, you know, the mainline combat ships, but you have double their firepower or something. And I guess that sort of makes sense. I mean, to be honest, with the larger capital ships, they're going to need to dial it up a little bit more, especially for Drake. I mean, it does have the really big gun at the nose, which is kind of devastating, and it does have a lot of firepower, but it would be nice if they added some missiles in that mix too. So, let's see what else it says here. With Drake's stance on bare bones necessities, how will the living quarters actually be in comparison with other ships? While not as luxurious as other companies' living quarters, Drake still provides all the necessities such as a bed, a kitchen, a washroom, and storage for every crew person's weapons and clothing. Other ships may give each crew member their own facilities, but Drake feels this as a waste of space, and the resources should be better used elsewhere. Now, to be honest, that is a very fair point. When it comes to this Drake ship's layouts and things like this, I do love the fact that it's very Spartan. It's very to the point and what you want, like where you need it. Because you may find sometimes on an Origin ship, if you're running around, there's lots of unnecessary stuff that you're bumping into. Now, in a combat scenario, a Drake ship is kind of perfect if you're about to go down on a hostile planet and you guys need to grab your arms, your weapons and stuff from where you keep your weapons and be able to be out that door as quick as possible. Drake ships have got a no nonsense, there's your guns, go get them and get the hell out of the ship kind of mentality, other than a hold on while we open this door in this dramatic fashion. You get to listen to elevator music as you walk down the corridors. Your ship detonates around you. So yeah, I do like that. So, can the pilot get out of their seat while the co-pilot is in the downward position? This was a problem in the original Cutlass that was resolved by the rework. Yes, unlike the original Cutlass, there is plenty of room for the pilot to exit their seat and walk around where the co-pilot seat was. When the co-pilot seat is deployed, the lower level, a hatch covers the hole to provide a flat traversal surface. So basically when the lower seat goes down, there's sort of like a flap or something of steel that will cover the area from, like, you know, stopping you from falling through and landing on your co-pilot's shoulders, because I can imagine that would be pretty frustrating. Okay, so let's see what else it says here. Does the pilot control the 4 size 5, size 4 gimbals, and front size 4, size 3 gimbaled right wing guns? The pilot controls these primary weapons by default, although in the future, like other ships, their control will be able to be delegated to another station. That's pretty handy. With this special pilot/co-pilot seat arrangement, will both seats provide the option to fly the ship? Both seats will have full control inputs available, so this will be possible. Okay, so obviously it's not possible right now, but it will be in the future. Okay, from what we saw in the white box clip, there's plenty of room of open hangar space left after the rover is parked within the Corsair. Can there be a few SCUs left over, although the rover is on board? We want this ship to have a similar trade-off as the Constellation in terms of cargo space versus vehicle storage. So currently there are no plans to allow for this. However, there will be space to put cargo items outside of the grids on all of the ships, providing you can get to them, though there won't be securely locked down. Basically what will happen is, if you don't have cargo on a cargo grid, you go through turbulence in the future and you have a buddy back there, chances are he's going to be scrambled a lot like the materials you're going to be shipping from A to B. Unfortunately, the guy back there will be crushed by many SCUs of cargo toppling over and rolling around, which won't be pleasant. And as we know, the way the ship's weight is calculated also in the future is that the ship's interior will basically say, okay, there is all of a sudden more weight on the port side of the ship, Thus, the thrusters on the port side will work harder to keep the ship level when flying through atmosphere. So if you have cargo that's unfastened and it's basically sloshing around on the inside of your ship, it may cause you to lose control of the whole ship together. And that'd be pretty scary if you think about it, especially in a planet with adverse weather conditions. That would be a nightmare. I own several other exploration ships. What makes the Corsair stand out? In other words, is its only trick the big guns? The Corsair offers the same functionality as a variety of other exploration ships, but is catered towards a more offensive style of gameplay. It also has different set of roles for a crew of 4 compared to, say, the Constellation. Yeah, that is very true. So, let's see what else they say. Due to the fact that it's an exploration ship, the Corsair has a fuel intake system. Does it also have refinery? The Corsair does not come with a refinery, nor is it capable of equipping one. That's a very fair point, and a very strong point also. So exploration ships will have to return for fuel. Makes sense. What are the component classes available to the ship? Civilian and industrial? Question. Correct, those two categories suit the role of the ship perfectly. So Drake ships will only be fitting civilian and industrial. So for those of you out there who want to have a rugged ship that has a crap ton of firepower that you can outfit to the best of its ability relatively early on in the game and have something unique quickly, definitely go for a Drake ship. They are perfect for that. And to be honest, Drake has recently become my new favorite manufacturer in the Star Citizen universe for these kinds of reasons. And I like the whole Fourth Amendment style that Drake has, which is everyone deserves to bear arms. You know what I mean? You can't take our guns away from us, goddammit. So I love that mentality. Okay, so let's see what else it says here. With the wings folded upwards in the landing mode, will the Corsair fit in the front entry hangar doors, like those at the rest stops? Yes. When designing a ship, these metrics are considered, and the Corsair will fit in a medium size 4 hangar, the same as the Retaliator and the Constellation. So that's good information right there. It means you will be able to park inside the station for a rest stop or something, if you want to maybe not necessarily log out on your ship. What types of weapon and armor storage are on the ship? How many weapons per player and what level of armor, light, medium, or heavy? Each crew member can store 1 set of armor, excluding what they're wearing, 2 primary weapons, and 1 sidearm. That's it's a lot of firepower for each crew member, especially for an exploration ship. But that said, exploration, we don't know how hostile these planets are when we go down to them. So it may mean these guys may discover Clandafu like the bug planet or something. They're gonna need that armor and weapons. What else does it say? Are there any crew stations beyond the turrets, Copilot for example, like an engineering or computer or scanning station? There is an engineering station towards the rear of the ship. Now that's interesting. That means the scanning will be done by the pilot and the co-pilot, as they did not mention a scanning station. It's pretty cool. How many people can use the forward lift at a time? The front lift can take the entire crew, so 4 at a time. Fair enough. Does this ship have landing lights so you can see what's underneath you when you land on a dark side of a moon? It's an exploration ship, so there's not always a landing pad available. The ship will have a variety of lighting when it is released. This is a popular request, for players have asked this on existing ships, and something we plan to roll out over time. So, landing lights possibly confirmed for all ships in Star Citizen. Fantastic, that's gonna be amazing. Right, so that was the Q&A covered. There was some stuff in there that I would have really loved for them to answer. Unfortunately, they didn't. But in the Drake Corsair Reverse the Verse they did, there was mention of basically secret sort of crawl spaces in the ships and ducts and things for you to crawl around inside the Corsair. And they mentioned that the main hub of components is located in the dead center of the ship where it would be safest, and I find that pretty interesting. I hope they keep the crawl space idea, because that would work fantastic for escaping pirates and smuggling. So there's all different types of gameplay that could be really brought to the surface with these kinds of little features like that. So let's take a look at what else there is to read up on the Drake Corsair. Okay, let's take a look at the Drake Interplanetary Sail the Stars. Let's have a look at their brochure on what they have to say about this tremendous spacecraft. Since its earliest days, humankind has been captivated by the unknown, seeking the means to explore it, to uncover the mysteries, and perhaps conquer it for themselves. The romance and danger of deep space exploration continue to fascinate us, coalescing into the indomitable spirit of adventure that calls to us all. That spirit thrives in the corsair, Drake's steadfast new explorer, returning yet again to the well of concentrated consumer outreach that produced the Vulture and the Kraken. Our engineers and designers have built an expedition-focused ship as dedicated as the people we conceived it for. And in the process, we created another unyielding testament to the UEE and empowering the values of Drake. Embrace this spirit with us as we sail into the unknown. You never know who the next Nick Croshaw might be. With your Drake at your side and the wind of your sails, it could be you. The call of open sky. Are you among those that only feel truly at home navigating the stars, for whom being planet-locked is a fate worse than death? Do you hear the songs of far-off galaxies, calling through the steely silence of space, pulling you ever forward to the systems uncharted and frontiers untamed? Do you seek to embody the very spirit of adventure? The bold, indomitable will of humankind, dauntless in its relentless pursuit of fortune, expansion, and knowledge. If you do, the Corsair is a ship for you. Down with the tide. You never know what threats may lie beyond the next quantum jump. With the abundance of versatile weapon mounts, port and starboard manned turrets, and enough missiles to make even the hardiest pirate think twice, the Corsair is more than capable of holding its own. What else would you expect from a ship built for the unexpected? Adventure today! The Corsair is built for the unknown, and excels at reconnaissance, extraction, and delivery in the furthest and least predictable reaches of space. Thanks to a large hold, capable of stowing a small vehicle or a massive amount of cargo, and the specially designed asymmetric convertible wings, the Corsair adapts gracefully to unfamiliar atmospheres, combat situations, and hot landing zones. All hands on deck. Who says extended space travel has to be arduous and uncomfortable? The roomy and functional cabin offers exceptional comfort, whether you're on an extended mission or you call the Corsair home. Built to explore. Take exploration into the next century with top flight crew quarters, a full complement of state-of-the-art scanning suites, and flexible cargo bay. In the Corsair, you don't need to sacrifice comfort or capability. A vast and versatile hold accommodates a ground exploration vehicle or up to 72 SCU of cargo. Advanced personnel quarters include full kitchen, washroom facilities, and private berths. A bridge-adjacent forecabin provides the captain with comfort and the ability to jump into the action at a moment's notice. Man the helm. With Drake's now legendary perpendicular cockpit configuration, both you and your co-pilot enjoy unfettered visibility and maximum synergy. The patented articulated arm offers incredible ease of access, so you're always ready to jump into the action when the need arises. So these are the base specifications, the statistics, so let's have a look at what it says. Base statistics. Length 55 meters. Width 56 meters. It went in flight. 27 meters when landed. Height 31 meters landed. 11 meters without wings. Mass is to be determined, and so is the flight speed. Seat stationed 4. Cargo capacity 72 SCU of cargo. Weapons. Hardpoints. 2 size 4, size 3 gimbal weapon, wing left side. 4 size 5, size 4 gimbal weapon, front. 2 turrets with 2 size 2 guns each for side coverage. 1 remote turret with a size 2 gun, rear coverage. 4 size 4 missile racks on the right wing. 2 size 3s on each. Countermeasures, chaff and flare. propulsion, 1 medium jump drive, 1 medium quantum drive, thrusters, 2 named to be determined main, 12 fixed, maneuvering thrusters to be determined, power plant, 2 medium, hull armor, 1 medium, life support, 1 medium, fuel tanks, 2 medium, quantum fuel tanks, 2 medium. So those are the base statistics of the ship and base specifications. So that'll basically cover the brochure of the Drake Corsair. So that basically wraps up the information on the Drake Corsair. Now this is where I can give you some real honest opinions and thoughts, and from all the information we've got coalesced in this video. So personally, I think the Drake Corsair is a step in the right direction in terms of the kind of ships that are being put out by CIG in terms of concepts and whatnot towards the end game, kind of what they're going for here. Because medium ship size kind of weight class is really lacking, I think, personally. We have a lot of ships that are in the small sort of light sort of class, like we have a lot of fighters, we have a lot of small sort of interdiction craft and things like that, and some specialized stuff like the Herald and whatnot, but there's not many multitasking kind of medium range kind of ships. Like, they've been focusing more on even the capital scale of ships and the large, humongous ships rather than this sort of scale. And as they said themselves, this size of ship is a size that you will be spending hundreds of hours in, and will be the one you spend most of your time in the game. So the Constellations, the 600 Eyes, the Corsairs, things like this will be what players really do spend a lot of time in, like the Freelancers, things like this. So when I look at this ship and I honestly think to myself, is it worth it? I say, hell yes. For 2 major reasons. It's going to be cheap and easy to maintain in the verse. Finding parts for it is going to be super easy. It's a Drake ship. It's basically going to be a dime a dozen for components. Sure, it may not have the durability to basically face tank a whole bunch of damage, but with the weapon layout this thing has, you can punch a hole through most things, and here's the kicker. You should be able to outrange most things that would be a threat to you of a similar weight class, and you'll be able to punch above your weight. And I know that's something that CIG throw around a lot. It's something they've said for a very long time. The major keywords that CIG use is things like, this is a game changer, and this can punch above its weight class. It's like, well, if everything can punch above its weight class, then what's the point? You know what I mean? What's the point in having a huge ship? What's that gonna punch above? You know what I mean? A small moon? But, yeah, ranting a little bit. But, the thing I find amazing about the Corsair is it is as close to a Serenity kind of ship from, Fireflies you can really get. It's cheap to easy to maintain. Getting components for it is going to be pretty easy. You don't have to worry too much about reputation for getting parts for something like this. You can be a little bit shady, or you can be like 100% anti-pirate dedicated force and still use a Drake ship. Drake ships are literally for everyone, and that's what I love. There's a few gripes I have with the ship. One is it's got this really huge range in terms of fuel, large cargo hold capacity, and it's got a crap ton of firepower. It's labeled as exploration. Well, it means your radar is going to be powerful, right? It means you'll be able to detect things before they can see you. This ship has really, really good firepower, great cargo capacity, supposed to have decent speed, and all this type of like extras and things. This could make one hell of a pirate ship, and I find that kind of worrying. But at the same time, if you can get the bounty hunter pods put in the back, you can make this one hell of a mercenary or bounty hunter kind of ship on the flip side. I mean, this ship is literally for everyone, and I absolutely love that. But the fear I have is, with its extended range of fuel, it could be used for griefing. And what I mean by that is, it's got a large amount of firepower and a huge fuel supply and a good radar. It means you can fly out there, go to some area like on the edge of UEE space, blow the living daylights out of a bunch of noobs, and then zoom back into the middle of Nowheresville where the UEE can't pursue you. Now, I know there's going to be game mechanics and balancing things put in place. The player to NPC ratio is going to be, we are going to be but a drop of rain in an ocean compared to how we influence the universe and whatnot. But at the same time, it's got the ability to be quite a nasty thing if fallen into the wrong hands. But yeah, I absolutely adore it. I think it's got so much character. I mean, it's like Marmite. You love or hate it. I don't like Marmite, but I like this ship. That said, I don't really like peanut butter either. But yeah, I know I'm going off tangent here, but I would recommend this ship to you. If you want to become a starter player, you got a little bit more extra money that you want to drop on the game. Now, the way I see it is, you buy your legendary editions, and you buy your limited editions of games and whatnot. This is like doing that. You're basically buying a legendary ultimate edition, except you're getting a ship with lifetime insurance. Not bad if you ask me. I mean, you are like supporting a project here. So yeah, the Corsair is a very unique ship. I hope that when they bring the like adverse weather conditions online and things like that for planets, that this wing configuration actually has more of an advantage and stuff, because I would love to see a video of a Corsair flying lightning fast through like a rainstorm or whatever, like heavy turbulence, major lightning storms, and the crew on board are just like hanging on for dear life. And they're like, oh, we've got to get these medical supplies dropped off. I mean, you know, the storm hit pretty bad. The outpost is like completely flooded and some of the stuff was washed away. And they're like flying in like a kind of first aid rescue team. That would be really kick-ass. I mean, the ship when it's landed, when I first saw one of the pictures, I thought to myself, why has Star Citizen added an Imperial shuttle? I mean, it's not like it's a bad thing. Hell, I'd like more ships like this in the game. But, then I saw the other wing, and I was like, huh, it's like a mesh between, like, you know, like I think it's a B-wing, yeah, a B-wing and an Imperial shuttle. I love it. So yeah, I did have a Cutlass Blue, and I turned that into a Corsair. I love this ship. And yeah, no, I've become more and more of a Drake fan lately. So yeah, I would highly recommend this ship to you if you would like to have something rugged, reliable, hits like a goddamn sledgehammer, and floats like a butterfly, but stings like a bee, got enough cargo capacity to get the job done, and you can carry a small car or whatnot, or you can just, you know, use it for its intended purpose, exploration with ridiculous amounts of guns. So if you want to be the one to go out into deep space and declare war on an entire alien species, this is the ship for you. You know, if you want to fly out there, first contact, fire the cannons. You know, this is the ship for you. Not necessarily the ship for you if you want to go out and make first contact and shake hands with the enemy, because I'm pretty sure they won't have anything left but space dust if you encounter them with a Corsair. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching the video. The support is greatly appreciated. I love talking to you and getting a thing going in the comment section below where we can have a dialogue and whatnot, and we can talk about the ship. Tell me your thoughts. Tell me what really concerns you about the direction CIG are taking Drake as a manufacturer. What is it that, like, you know, drew you to Drake ships, or what is it that maybe turned you away from them? Let me know. I really want to get a dialogue going with you guys, the community. So yeah, yet again, as always, I want to say a special thank you to the subscribers who make this happen. I mean, you guys support me by watching my video and, you know, watching my videos, liking and subscribing. Subscribing means a huge deal. It means that I'm able to reach out to a wider audience and get more people, you know, on board and whatnot, and get them interested in Star Citizen, you know, and, yeah, just basically get more of these kinds of videos out there. And the videos I usually make are a little bit less mainstream, because I find the mainstream right now to be this huge echo chamber of basically everybody just repeating the newest information stacked on top of each other. So I wanted to wait a little while before I could do this video until the dust had died down and the hype had worn off, so people could actually get a honest view of this ship rather than a looking at it through rose-tinted glasses. Yes, the ship does have some problems. All the components are stored in one area, like the major components. One hit to the area and the ship is done. The side-mounted turrets are a kick-ass idea, and I get it, the Hammerhead has a similar thing, but these turrets are very limited in their axes of movement, and it does leave the ship vulnerable on two huge planes on this, like the top and the bottom. So that is a bit of a problem, but it's a really niche and cool design. But yeah, like I said, nothing's perfect. Everything has to have a balancing mechanic, and that's just the way it goes. So I want to say a huge thank you now to the Patreons who literally keep this going. You guys are the reason I'm still able to produce content and make videos, and I just want to say thank you to you for supporting me in this endeavor. So yes, thank you to these guys. They are the legends. They are Andrew Burton, Bill Brandt, and we have Brandon Kelly, Brandon Manuel, David Toombs, Azumin. We also have Samuel Pitt, Tom Talaba, and Yellow. Some of these names I know I have pronounced wrong in the past, and I'm sorry, Bill. I've said your name wrong so many goddamn times. I know you want to slap me upside the head right about now, and I do apologize. If I see you in reality, I'll give you a free pass because I know I've may have messed it up a couple of times. But yeah, thank you yet again to all of these guys for supporting the channel and keeping this thing going, because without Patreon I simply would not be able to produce this content anymore. And these are the guys who are helping me save towards basically making getting some parts for my PC, because myself right now I am unable to run Star Citizen, and it is a little depressing at times, but you know, it is what it is. I'm able to stay a part of it by doing as much research for you guys as possible, and all that good stuff, and giving you my genuine honest thoughts. So thank you for coming back yet again to the channel. You know the drill, Commanders. Fly safe, and I'll see you in the verse. If you're looking for a Bar Citizen event, why not check out Bar Citizen San Antonio, Texas? That's right, there's a Bar Citizen event for you to go to. Check out the description for all the relevant information, such as a map, a link to their Discord, and all that good stuff. And I cannot recommend it enough. It's full of the nicest individuals you could possibly hope to meet, all itching to talk about Star Citizen and sci-fi and what the hell ever. So why don't you jump on down there and say hello to some of the guys, and I hope you have a wonderful and amazing time.